But nevertheless, I arrived the day prior to everyone else, and I had that epiphany. Like, I literally was just like,
I could be here.
This is great for solo travel. There's so many options. You feel safe because there's so many families and just people kind of, around and about and experiencing. So you don't necessarily feel like one of one.
Exactly.
And it was just a good option. Like you meet and greet with the team, with the staff.
The activities that you have to offer. So obviously, if you're solo traveling, you may not want to go do those day excursions. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome back to another episode of Travel
Fly Sexy.
I'm your host, Natasha Wilson, owner and CEO of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your host, sincerely Jasmine, owner of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Here he is. So you got the Boss Babes in the house to give you the travel tea.
Period.
So episode 4, we're going to be focusing on Barcelo Maya Grand.
Yes.
Which is a little city of a resort complex in the Riviera Maya section of Mexico.
Definitely its own community.
Literally. But before we jump in.
Yes, before we get into that, goddess smell.
Let's do a little bit of goddess
Always
smell.
First
From our
foremost.
inbox to yours, some trending topics in the world of travel.
Yes. So this one we saw this was a TikTok, so less informative, but layered.
The shade.
So this was a TikTok of a group of young ladies ultimately flexing their platinum cards in the Delta Sky Club.
Fair enough.
So cute video. It went viral. But I think the conversation was ultimately the access to the Delta Sky Club and how that's changed over the last year, and
basically it's saturated now, and we're trying to filter through the experience, if you will. It's basically what I gathered.
Yes.
So there was a level of flexing.
Yes,
because it was basically saying like, what are you doing with this card if you're not doing this with this card?
Yes.
Which I got. But going deeper into the caption and the comments, it's like, but we taken away from the full experience here. And not, I know the conversation of gatekeeping is layered. So we certainly want to educate and tell people what's happening, and especially our people, so that we have the accesses that we may not have had in the past.
Exactly.
Cool. But let's do it with a little bit of style and grace.
It's levels and it's layers to everything. So I mean, from personal experience, I just recently got the Platinum Amex, so I haven't utilized the Delta Sky Club personally as of yet, but I know Miss Tosh here
because we about to be outside. Jasmine got her platinum, y'all.
Yes, that was my slight flex.
Okay,
I'm one of the girls now.
She's a girl.
I'm the platinum girls. But since, like we said, over the last year, it's changed.
Yes.
So the access to the Sky Club has changed. I think now it's $50 per person.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be $35 per person plus a plus one, right?
Right. So now, essentially, with the Centurion Lounge and I believe with the Delta Lounge now, you previously had a plus one as a complimentary to you as the card holder.
Right.
And now you can bring your plus one, but they will have to pay.
They have to pay.
And that is consistent with both of the lounges.
Yes.
The Centurion for Amex and the Delta Sky.
Absolutely.
So, I think obviously, as again, we continue to share information, they continue to adapt their rules because more people are taking advantage. So as someone who is now seeing both sides, like I was there for before, I'll call it before the pandemic, when everybody had, or before everybody had the tea. And then now post-pandemic, when everybody has the tea and the accesses.
Yes.
It certainly is a different experience. I do feel like sometimes I can't always get everything that I need, but I will say this. I frequent the Amex lounges less now.
Okay.
And I personally like the lounges that come with the priority pass. So if you are not familiar with priority pass, but you are an Amex card holder, definitely look into it, because for the platinum card specifically, and also the card that comes to mind that I have too is the Hilton what is it? It's the Hilton card, but they have different ones, and I can't remember specifically what it is, but I'll comment. I'll drop it in the comments. But that card also, those cards include access to the Priority Pass.
Yeah.
And if you don't have those cards, you can still purchase an annual membership to Priority Pass. But I like Priority Pass. The lounges are not branded, if you will, but they are about 1,500 lounges across the world. So that's the other thing with Centurium. They're not necessarily everywhere.
Yeah.
And same with Delta, they're not everywhere. So Priority Pass is a nice little caveat, and I found that they're not as full always.
Yeah.
So that's my little hack as of now. I haven't really been in the Amex lounge lately because it's full. Like, get out my way.
It is full. And I mean, even in the video in itself, I'm like, they weren't being serviced. So I'm like, this is like also evidence that it's like
full.
This is slow, like it's not like you sit down with your champagne glass. Like, it's still a process. You have time to record a TikTok because you're waiting for your service.
Legit. Or you don't have a seat yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so you're standing at the bar. But I do think it, obviously considering different facts as far as your layover length, and what you're utilizing these lounges for,
Absolutely.
Maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to do some work. Maybe you really do need to be in a quieter space.
Exactly.
But definitely have become oversaturated.
So y'all get out the way, or and they are managing it now where it's like you. Oh yeah,
that's why the price is changing.
Yeah, the price too, but then they're also like putting time limits now. So, there's just all these layers, y'all. Yeah. So it's like, it's cool. Go ahead and flex. Yeah. You earned your flex. You earned your flex.
Yes, and we loved it.
For those of us that are just actually wanting to be in the lounge, and we need to be in there because we have a 5-hour layover, guys. Like, please.
I got work to do.
I have work to do. Like, I literally. But be great, y'all. Be great.
Considerate, but be great. We love to see it. So that was just this week's Goddess Mail.
Mm-hmm. So our main topic today.
Yes,
Barcelo. Full disclosure. This is one of my favorite hotel brands across the Caribbean. Yeah. They do it, and they do it well.
I just had my Barcelo bag with me this weekend. I had my Barcelo bag outside this weekend.
Look, Barcelo is outside. Barcelo, if you're watching, we rocking with you.
Yes.
Even in Philadelphia, where you don't have a Barcelo, all right? But nevertheless, Jasmine and I had the pleasure of visiting the Barcelo Maya Grand compound.
A compound.
I say compound intentionally because it is 6 resorts.
Yes.
6 resorts across this multiple acres of land. Amazing. Huge, but amazing. That's what she said. Nevertheless, I couldn't help it. So we had the pleasure of visiting in July.
Yes. Yep.
And
middle of the summer.
Hot too.
Yes.
That was my first time going to Mexico in the middle of the
summer. It was very hot.
I did not know. I underestimated.
Yeah.
Like, I was very shocked.
Yes.
It was not normal. I was like, I guess I only have been here in the spring and in the winter.
It's like that Mexican sun is going to burn you down.
So note to self, guys, the middle of the summer.
Not the most ideal.
Whew. But nevertheless, you're still in Mexico. It was still a vibe. So Barcelo.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. So 6 resorts. Everything from your budget to your luxury to your family friendly.
All of the options.
So just to go through, I'll start with the budget ones and you can talk about the family friendly and the luxury.
Okay.
So of the 6, 4 of them are considered budget. Now I use air quotes because it's not giving like your
it's
little.
It's not giving cheap.
Yeah, it's not giving cheap. It's just giving affordable, if you will. But in the space of travel, we use the term budget. But by no means are you missing out on anything because your experience is consistent. So Barcelo Maya Caribe, Barcelo Maya Colonial, Barcelo Maya Tropico, and Barcelo Maya Beach are considered the 4 entry-level categories for the compound. Yeah. And again, we got a chance to not only stay at one of them, but tour all of them.
All of them.
And we realized you're not missing a beat. It's like, okay, we see where, and Jasmine will talk about the other ones. We see where the upgrades are, or the, additional luxuries and amenities may be. But the experience itself in those 4
is there.
Yeah. They're all family friendly. They're, all ages and sizes and colors and all of those good things.
Very colorful.
Very colorful. So some stuff out there, but nevertheless, great options, fantastic options.
Yes.
And again, by staying at one of them, you have access to 4, all 4
of those.
So you really can't beat it, especially for a multi-resort experience.
Exactly. And in addition to those 4, they do have 2 luxury resorts. One that is adults only, which is the Barcelo Maya Riviera. And then we have the family-friendly one, which is the Barcelo Maya Palace. Mm-hmm. So those are on their own. So if you stay at the 4 that Tosh mentioned, you will have access to those 4, but you will not have access to the 2 luxury brands.
Exactly.
But if you do have access to the luxury, if you stay at the 2 luxury, you have access to all 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So if you stay at the adults only,
yes,
you have access to all 6. If you stay at the luxury family friendly, which is Maya Palace,
you have access to all 5,
but not
minus
adults.
the adults only.
Yes,
obviously,
right,
for obvious reasons.
Don't bring your kids around here.
But yeah, so those 4 are family friendly, and then you have the luxury that is family friendly, and you have those 5 family friendly, and that 1 adult only. All great options.
Yes.
Honestly,
on this compound,
it's so big.
Like, let's just start there.
It is so big. I just vividly remember the buses on the property to show how big it was, and there were people on these buses. Guests were on the bus. It wasn't a quick we just circle around. No, these buses were running every 10 minutes.
It was a full blown city bus schedule.
Yes, literally,
but just for the Barcelo complex.
Yes.
So the buses, they were double decker buses, like the London double decker buses, painted red and twirling and whirling around these complex streets. Allowing people to get around. And yes, they were seemingly every 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So they were taking you from resort to resort and, allowing you to easily access. But you can walk.
Oh, yeah.
You certainly can walk. We did walk a few times. And I do encourage, if you do visit the Barcelo complex, walk at least one of the times that you
walk
need
as much
to.
as you can.
Yes, because not only will you burn calories, but more importantly, you'll actually see and experience some of the things that you might not notice because you're on the bus.
Yeah.
And I'm just a firm believer of that in general. It's get on your 2 feet, you'll be fine.
Yeah. If you, even just being able to maneuver through, obviously if you're, on the bus, you're just going from point A to point B, but being able to maneuver through the resorts and seeing the different restaurants and the different things to do on each property, on this full property. Mm-hmm. Our resort was it has so much to offer.
It did. And our resort was perfectly positioned kind of in the middle.
Yep.
So where were we at? Were we at Caribe? Maya Caribe?
Yes. We stayed at Caribe.
So it was kind of in the middle of all of them, which gave us immediate access to the spa.
Yes.
It was walking distance, because if you're staying at one end or the other, you need to take the bus. Mm-hmm. So immediate access to the spa, immediate access to the pier, which was great for photos.
Yeah, that was so cute.
Mm-hmm. Immediate access to the swimming with the dolphins.
Oh, yes.
You heard me correctly. They have swimming with the dolphins on the resort.
On the property.
You don't need to go off property.
Yes. Which was crazy, because I swam with the dolphins in Mexico before. If I would have knew that was an option, I would have just stayed there to begin with. Have that luxury at your resort is insane.
Boss. Yeah, so the Caribe.
A bowling alley?
Yeah, the Caribe, yes, because that also had the bowling
so
alley.
much.
We had the mall. So it was the nucleus of the compound.
Definitely.
And yes, you guys heard me. There was a mall. There was a
bowling
bowling alley,
like
rock climbing, go-karting, and then all of your other regular stuff that you normally see, like, snorkeling.
The
and
various restaurants to explore, like you're on resort activities.
They had an escape room, guys.
An escape room. Like, and I usually preach, get off the resort, get off the resort. This is one of those places you do not have to get off the resort.
Correct.
You stay on the resort and you explore everything that you have to offer for that price.
And every day is different.
Mind you, their budget. So, like, these are considered budget-friendly, like, option. Like, this is all in one.
Big facts.
Yeah.
And, depending on your tier, because they do have kind of like, I think the privilege option.
Like VIP option. Yeah.
Exactly. So depending on your tier, some of those different additions that we mentioned would be included. And then also, if you don't have certain tiers, and some of them would be an additional charge. But again, they're all right there, so you're not having to pay for transportation, which is normally included with your excursion costs.
Exactly. So that additional.
So you're just kind of paying for what it's worth.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
And you can stay on the resort. Like a lot of those off resort excursions take up 4 to possibly 8 hours of your day. And by the time you get back to the resort, you still got to get yourself together for dinner. Like, it's nice to be able to step outside of your room, go swim with the dolphins, come freshen up, and still enjoy your time. You don't take up your whole day.
Yeah. Additionally to that, they had a cenote on property too.
Yes.
It's giving. If you haven't gathered,
everything.
Barcelo is giving.
Yeah, and it's great for families. Like with the bowling alley, I believe there was like a projector for video games where you could play like the Xbox or something.
I forgot about that. Yes. Legit. They had like a game station. I won't call it a room because it wasn't in the room.
No, but it was just like this big like projection where you could play games on the wall.
And they just had the Xbox just posted up with the controllers. Like everybody could come get their turn in. Ciao. And that was directly across from the bowling alley.
Yeah, the bowling alley was amazing because it had it really was like a bowling alley. It had its own restaurant inside the bowling alley, its own bar inside the bowling alley. So just like if you go to like an arcade or like it had like the games in there. Like if you go
to the
movie
theater,
literally guys, like all of the activities. And I think that's a big thing with clients. Like a lot of people are always like, okay, I'm going to this all-inclusive resort. What activities do I get to do? And usually it's not motorized sports. Like, usually you can possibly paddle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you got your regulars, your paddle, your kayaking, your water yoga, aqua yoga and stuff. No.
Nothing. Like, basically.
Yeah. Just keep it cute.
Yeah. The beach, basically. Like, that's what's included in most all-inclusive resorts. But you had the options here for the activities. If you have those like teenage children or even little children, they have the flexibility to kind of like do their own thing.
And kids clubs as well.
And kids clubs, obviously, to kind of allow them to have their day and you have your day. But it was the activities for me.
Right. Like, to your point, that is a very rare thing to experience at an all-inclusive. So if you're... I've seen like a lot lately that many people are traveling with their full family.
Yes,
and when I say full family, it's kind of like multi-generational travel. I think it's what they're calling it.
Grandma might be there.
So grandmom's coming, mom and dad's coming, teens are coming, and the young ones are coming, and maybe even the aunts and uncles, and it's a full-blown experience. So I think that this property, or this compound and the properties within it allows for everyone to enjoy themselves. Like, if I'm traveling with that type of setup, I might be staying at the adults only, but at least y'all are 2 properties away and I can take the bus or I can walk the path and still meet you guys.
Not you leaving them.
Oh, I'm leaving. I'm leaving, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go over here to the palace.
If you haven't gathered, that's just my style of travel. Yes. But I love you still. But I'm not sacrificing my experience. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, with the adults only, let's just quickly talk about it because it was and is.
It was beautiful.
A different experience.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
So it's the newest property. So it opened in November of 2019 and obviously then had to close.
Yeah. Mexico had a lot of properties that opened in the late 2019 that got hit.
Yes. But with that being said, it's brand spanking new.
Yes, and they open now.
They big open, okay? So they're one of the larger, actually the largest property within the compound. It was like somewhere like 700 and something rooms. It was ridiculous. And it's also attached to their conference center.
Yes.
So that's that's part of why it's so big.
Exactly.
But gorgeous.
It was so beautiful. I mean, all of the properties were beautiful, but with this being their newest property, like the aesthetic and the decor, like everything was so beautiful. And all of the entryways were so massive.
Yes.
Like, which I love, like those just very open, like entryways. So beautiful.
Yeah. The great thing about this entire complex is it's super content friendly. You guys already know. I'm going to talk about where the content is happening because that's important.
Yes.
Like it's 2023. We want content. And Jasmine and I, like first day, we were like, I had gotten there before her, so I scoped it out. And we were like, okay, you ready for content?
Yes, like...
And we went and we found the nooks and the crannies, and it is a content.
It's beautiful. Like, it's like
place.
Restaurants, like the color. It was very, very colorful. And which I loved about the adults only resort once we got there, because I was so like immersed in the color, which is like very like red, orange, like very Mexican decor at a lot of the budget friendly options. When we got to the adults only, the decor was like so modern, so clean.
The clean lines, yeah.
So clean. It had that like infinity pool.
Yeah.
So like that's my favorite picture from that trip.
I know.
Like, my favorite picture is in front of that infinity pool.
When you were standing there and you walked away. Yes.
Look.
I never posted mine.
All thanks to Barcelo. But that resort is beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful, but that one breathtaking.
Yeah. And, you know, for our family friendly folks out there, the palace was also very beautiful as well. Lots of great scenery there, lots of levels and layers. They had lots of shops over there, great access to the beach, and again, just spacious accommodations as well. So I think that was where we saw like the it was almost like an apartment style room that had that really big outside space.
That family style room.
Exactly. So that was over in the palace too. So they certainly are catering to understanding when the people are traveling with their families, but certainly want a little bit of luxury within that. Yeah, Barcelo did that for me.
Yeah, they really did. Like, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So if you guys are anywhere in Mexico,
Riviera Maya,
definitely stay at the Barcelo.
And the spa.
The spa was
baby.
We love a spa. Like,
I love
a spa. I love, like, I mean, obviously, it's just like a serene environment, but a beautiful spa.
This spa was like next level though.
Yeah.
It had like corridors, and like if you are over here, then you don't even know what's happening over there. It was a different type of spa experience. Then it opens up, like all of basically the corridors mesh together into this gorgeous outdoor space.
So beautiful.
I was like, how did we get here?
And the keyword is huge. Like, one of the biggest spas ever. Like, obviously, like resort spas tend to be a bit quaint because you just have like a few rooms. But this was like, if everyone wanted to be serviced, they could.
Yes. And in addition to that, you know, before you even get back into the spa and servicing areas, when you first walk into the space, there is a teen or kids spa.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
There's obviously a nail salon and all those other things, but I thought that the kids spa
it was so cute.
Was amazing.
So cute.
Like the kids had their own spa.
If you're raising bougie kids, they can go with you.
Yes. Okay. Because they want some luxury too.
The spa was beautiful.
Yeah, so the kids spa was a dope addition that I have not seen during my travels.
I think my favorite thing on the property were all of the shops. Like, if you obviously left anything, you
would have it.
Clothes, snacks, essentials, like everything. Like, you know, I feel like you're just used to that one, like, little store at the front that may have Tylenol and like $12 waters, but like they had so many different shops. And they had a mall, obviously, but
full-blown mall.
Yeah, beyond the mall, they just had so many little shops amongst the like near the bus stops. Like there were just like little stops as if you're about to go off a resort, you can grab you a quick towel, like So it was nice to just have everything at your fingertips.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in addition to I know we're talking about all the incredible things that are on this compound of 6 resorts that you can have access to. I do want to mention that they're also in proximity to some of the cool places that people like to enjoy when they think of Mexico or when they go to Mexico. So while I'm all for, if you are the person who does not want to leave the resort, this is the resort for you.
For that. This is a great place for that. But if you want to sneak off the resort, you are not far.
You are not far. So the compound Barcelo is approximately like 25 minutes or so from Playa del Carmen.
Yes.
Which if you watched our episode,
episode 2?
Yeah, we talked about Playa del Carmen. We obviously love Mexico.
Yes.
We talked about Playa del Carmen and it being a really vibrant and cool area of, the Riviera Maya space.
Yes.
Or what would you call that? Region. And specifically their addition of, what did I call it? U Street in DC.
Yeah.
Playa del Carmen is lit.
Yeah. I'm making my way there. That's my next time I'm in Mexico. Even if it's just a day trip, I will go to Playa.
Please. Yeah. And thank you. It's amazing and I love it. So this compound is 25 minutes from there.
Yeah. It's also like 30 minutes from Tulum.
Yep.
We talked everything Tulum episode 1. So if you didn't listen, go back to episode 1 and get your Tulum rundown.
Yes.
And if you're staying at Barcelo, you can get a cab or, call for transportation. And 30 minutes away, you can go explore Tulum and enjoy a day in Tulum.
Can't beat it. And again, definitely go back to episode 1 because we dropped a lot of Tulum gems.
Yes, the gems.
Lots of gems. So go ahead and do that. And therefore, you'll get 2 vacations in one.
And
You're
I
welcome.
suggest going to Tulum if you're staying in Riviera Maya because you get to experience it, but you don't have to worry about spending too much time in Tulum, whereas it can be a little costly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind suggesting throwing a day in your Riviera Maya
itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, a little further, but still accessible.
Yeah.
It's about an hour from Cancun.
And that'll be your airport ride. So, considering coming from the Cancun airport, you'll be about an hour drive to the resort. And if you did want to go back to any restaurants or anything, about an hour.
Yeah. I mean, and
which isn't bad.
I was going to say, Cancun, people go to Mexico and they certainly want to still go to Cancun. So keep that in mind. And again, just make a day out of it or excursions and things like that. Like I personally love Isla Mujeres. So we went to Isla Mujeres from Barcelo.
Barcelo, yes.
I'd say it took us maybe about an hour and a half. Because Isla Mujeres point is, Isla Mujeres is not in Cancun. Let me just say that. It's an island off
Right. So
of
you still
Cancun.
have to get a ferry
Correct.
or a boat to get to the island.
Exactly. So from where we were to get to the meeting point for that boat transportation took us about an hour and a half, which was, it was fine. And then we took out the boat for the day. We had a private boat with our team and and it was awesome.
So great.
And we sailed over.
That's how you knew that July sun was hitting because that boat ride,
baby,
it got some of us. That sun got to some of us.
Did you not? I don't know if I pointed it out. Bro, I had a scarf on. Bro, I had a forehead tan.
It was
half
hot.
of my forehead for the rest of the vacation.
It was sunny. It was hot.
I was not okay.
Yeah.
I was not okay. Aesthetically, anyway.
It was a hot day, but we had a great time. We had a great time. But as we're talking transportation, obviously you have the ferry to Isla Mujeres. And then we talked a little bit about the double-decker buses on the resort, which will get you from point A from the 6 resorts. But if you're looking to go off resorts, you can obviously arrange ground transportation with a private transportation company if you like to, or you can have the resort call a cab for you to get you where you need to go.
Easy peasy. And their front desk team is great. So you can certainly just go to the front desk or they, I think they actually have a transportation desk if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I do believe I don't want to say the wrong company, but I do believe they work with a well-known transportation company to ultimately be able to get you from A to B and possibly do like any excursions or anything like that.
Yeah. And we talked about it again, but that multi-resort access that's a big deal to me. I think that's a huge selling point. And again, it gives you a kind of like multiple vacations in the ones.
It's the most bang for your buck. Like, you know, we always talk about food because food options, resorts get the negative name when it comes to the food options. But now you have 6 resorts to explore. So you can't tell me you ain't find nothing good to eat. Like, if you don't like it here, go try the buffet or go try their Italian restaurant. So having all of those options for the price of one.
And let me just say this. The food at Barcelo,
oh my God,
was good.
Was so good.
Okay, even down to
so good
afternoon snack that you get at the pool bar with the tacos and
the bar in the bowling alley had good snacks and good drinks.
I said, we'll get into it.
Yeah, and they were serving food late. Because you usually find those hours where you can't find anything to eat, like either that midday or that like late night where it's like you don't have no options. But I know that like they were serving food, and like when we first checked in, we were able to get food while we waited for the rooms to be situated. And then I remember one late night we were able to get food.
Yeah, because we had like a late night on the beach, and we didn't even talk about the beach. Beach is beautiful.
The beach is beautiful.
Like, we're talking about the property, but like, keep in mind, this is the Riviera Maya.
Right.
Which is one of the most beautiful areas of the particular coastline of Mexico.
Yes.
And, the Cancun to Tulum kind of sector. Gorgeous.
The beach was so beautiful. We were all out on the beach at night, and usually like I'm not a beach at night kind of girl, but that's how relaxing and nice this beach was. Like, you felt safe, and obviously the resort sits right on the beach, so you just walk right out and you're right there.
So I think this is also a great resort for a solo traveler. Like, I had arrived the day prior to everyone else. Just to give you context, this was the company retreat for Travel Guys International, full service travel agency that Jasmine and I are both part of. Shameless plug. But nevertheless, I arrived the day prior to everyone else, and I had that epiphany. Like, I literally was just like,
I could be here.
This is great for solo travel. There's so many options. You feel safe because there's so many families and just people kind of, around and about and experiencing. So you don't necessarily feel like one of one.
Exactly.
And it was just a good option. Like, you meet and greet with the team, with the staff.
The activities that you have to offer. So obviously, if you're solo traveling, you may not want to go do those day excursions where you're just off on just out in
by
the
yourself.
Abyss by yourself with a random group, but you can swim with the dolphins. Like, that you can visit the cenote, like all of that on the property, and still be on a property and go right to your room.
So I loved that. So great solo destination, or great solo travel destination.
We are encouraging solo travel. Book that trip, sis.
Book that trip.
Like, don't let your friends hold y'all back.
Yeah, take the trip, because we're not waiting for the people in 2023.
Take the trip. Period.
PTO, use your PTO. PTO stands for prepare the others for your absence, because you're going on vacation.
We not coming. We out.
And that's on period.
But
yeah,
Barcelo was honestly amazing. You have to experience it yourself.
Yes.
But we are gonna say what our favorite part of this full experience was.
Because I can't wait to go back.
This is 6 resorts. So like, it was a lot to take in.
And we explored all of them. We stayed at one, but we explored all of them. I actually had stayed at the Riviera Maya property twice. Before that. But nevertheless, loved it. Do you want to start with your favorite thing? You want me to start?
You start, because I'm still thinking.
Because I'm ready. And my favorite thing, I'm ready because this is not normally my favorite thing. Ever.
Right,
I usually have a tangible, a something, ... My favorite thing was the beach. I know, guys, it's so like, the beach, really? But hear me out, because y'all know I'm usually like very specific. This beach experience, I lost myself in the beach. And I visited the beach at this property more than I normally go to the beach anywhere else. I'm usually immersed in whatever I want to do, whatever's on my itinerary, whatever's happening off property. And I really got a chance to go to the beach more than once and lose myself in the beautiful sand and the crashing waves. And I thought to myself, wow, this is a great beach, especially for me, because I'm always like, bum, bop, 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 doom, da, doom, da, doom. I don't slow down, and I need to, but I don't. And I'm okay with that being my lifestyle. But this forced me to do that.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that for myself. I loved that for me, but I would love that for you guys. Like, beach experiences ain't always created equal. Like, some beaches are like, nah.
The beach was beautiful. And I'm not even a beach girl. Like,
right.
I'm not. I agree. I'm not a sit on the beach. Like, I'll go get those pics. Give me 15, 20 minutes max. I'm out. But that beach, we found ourselves spending a lot of time just relaxing and just talking and just like gathering on the beach. So that definitely speaks to how, firstly, clean the beach was.
Yes.
But how relaxing it was.
Yes. So that was actually my favorite thing.
Okay.
That's a first for you, girl.
Yeah, because not big beach girls. I think my favorite thing was, and this is probably often my favorite thing, you guys will find that, was the food.
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
I love options. So to be able to get like again, like the bolognese and like the like cafes had like more casual French fries type of like burger, quick food. Which I enjoy. It's very rare that I actually enjoy like the little chicken tenders and fries. But the way they had it like spread out and the buffet served, it was nice to be able to eat when you needed to and not just those super limited options. But the sit down restaurants that we ate at for our team dinners were amazing. And they weren't just the cliche like, okay, here go the salmon, here go the steak. Option. Like, you might just get those top 3 options and that's it. It was like, no, we had dessert, we had like sides, we had appetite. Like, it was good. The food was amazing. The dining experience. I think the first night we did Italian and the other dinner I'm thinking of, I think was a Mexican cuisine, and it was so good. It was so good. And honestly, I'll be the first to say
the drinks was flowing.
Oh, the drinks was drinking. The shots was like the drinks, they did what they were supposed to do.
They were not ordering anything down.
Yeah, I was drunk.
I was drunk.
But the food was so good. And I'm not even like a big Mexican food girl, but like it was very authentic.
Yes.
But it was nice, like nicely served, multiple entrees, it was great.
The food was definitely doing one thing across the compound, which was the dope part. Yeah. It didn't matter if you were staying at the luxury or the quote unquote budget. The chefs were consistent.
Yes. I think even just like the cafes getting like iced coffee was just like everything, the drinks, everything was on point. So that was my favorite thing.
Yeah. So therefore, if you the person that's like,
no resort food, no,
Barcelo gonna change your mind.
Barcelo gonna change your mind for sure. Yes. So it was the food for me.
Yeah. I mean, the food was number 2 for me. The beach was 1, food was 2, so it makes sense.
The drinks was number 2 for me because we was drunk. Like,
the whole
we was
time,
drunk. Like, mind you, we were on a super packed schedule. It's like, we was so lit. Like, all right, we gotta go. We gotta go get ready for the next thing.
Definitely did not skimp. They did not skimp on the alcohol.
The experience was amazing.
Yes.
So.
Shout out to Barcelo.
Yes.
We shall see you again.
Yes, check them out.
Fantastic. So let's move into our next segment.
Yes.
Since we're talking about travel, obviously we're going to do the traveling travel agent, all right, which is our travel deal of the week. So again, if you don't know, Jasmine and I are part of Travel Goddess International, a full-service travel agency that can help you bring your next unforgettable vacation experience to life.
Yes.
Shameless plug, enter the wink sound. But with that being said, our website features some awesome prepackaged travel deals in addition to us being able to customize your experience if you want to. We here. But if you just want to pick, play, and go, travel deal of the week. So this week's travel deal.
This one was really good.
This one was. I low key felt like this one was rude. It was so good. Like it was so good. It was rude.
It's so good. It's so good.
Like, that ever is a thing. Like this is so good that it's
too
drawn.
good to be true. Like,
it's drawn.
It's too good to be true.
Nevertheless, this week's travel deal of the week is a 7-day, 6-night experience to the Maldives, y'all.
Yes.
In October, forget this. $16.96 per person. So $1,696 per person.
Yes.
For 7 days in the Maldives. With your flights. Your flight alone be $1,600
per person. Like
7 days and 6 nights with your hotel stay at the cute hotels too.
Like what? Oh my gosh!
On the water with
that's
the
a dream vacation. Like
that was out of pocket.
If the Maldives is on your list, like take October off. Whatever the date is now, you got time. Take those dates off. Like if this is one of your dream destinations, you cannot beat a deal like this.
The flight alone is $1,600.
The flight alone is $2,000. The flight alone is $2,000 and probably way the layovers and everything. Like this is a great flight.
Yes. It was like 2-hour layovers both ways.
Great flight. Great stay for less than $1,700 per person. To the Maldives. You cannot beat that.
For 7 days. You can't beat that if you was Muhammad Ali.
Yes. This deal alone was like, all right, Maldives going on my list. Like, because I try to be realistic with my travel.
Yeah.
So I limit myself sometimes. I'm like, I'm not, those long, expensive flights, they make you feel like, that's unattainable. That is a dream vacation. But for $1,600, baby, you can make it work. Cut back on the happy hours, the hookah, the going out, and take your days off in October, and you are going 7 days, a whole week.
Period.
Not just 4 days, a whole week.
Period.
So,
I mean, but that's just a little bit of what we do over at Travel Guys International. Okay. So if y'all want to stop playing with y'all vacation experiences,
y'all know the website.
Actually take one, not just talk about it in the group chat, then we the team to make it happen.
Yeah, the Maldives, come on. You cannot beat that.
$16.96.
Yeah.
For your flight and your hotel. So obviously that's our travel deal of the week. Switching gears though, because obviously when you go on your trip, go ahead and
you know what you gotta do. You know what it's time.
You know what you gotta do.
It's time to get brunchy.
Period.
So obviously my favorite segment of the show is the segment Boss Queen. We are talking about brunch abroad. And this is a brunch that I'm actually looking forward to in a few days or a few hours at this point.
Yes. Come through with the consistent travel.
I'm like, every time we're recording, I have something coming up. This is not going to be...
That was her low-key flex, y'all.
It's not going to be usual, guys.
It's usual, and that was her flex.
It's not going to be usual. This is just, as we're starting this launch and everything's coming up, it's like, I have so many things going on, but see...
She lying.
Give us a couple episodes. The gears going to switch. But all right, so this week's brunch abroad is the Little Hen.
Okay.
So this is a brunch and breakfast spot located in Miami.
Okay.
We y'all know Miami is one of our favorite places. We love Miami. Now, usually I talk bottomless brunch. This is not a bottomless brunch. This is a bougie brunch.
Yes, come on, give it to us.
So if you're a brunch girl, you heard of the Little Hen. If you're a Miami girl like us, you heard of Little Hen. I've been wanting to go to the Little Hen for a while now, but I have not made my way there. But again, it's a more bougie aesthetic. It's like floral decor, very like high tea-esque. So it has a high tea feel. They do serve tea, so you can get like a tea and like macaroons type of spread. But they're known for their brunch. They have rose petal pancakes that they're known for. That's like super viral. But I'm excited. I'm excited to try it. I'll let y'all know how it is and if it's worth trying. It seems like it's worth trying.
Is it a weekend only brunch, or is it an everyday
This is
brunch?
an everyday
Yes.
brunch, which we love.
Yes,
Because
y'all gotta ask those questions.
that is key.
Because sometimes they be like Sunday only,
Saturday and
or
Sunday,
Saturday and Sunday. Yes,
is the time.
I need to know all day round because we're traveling.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to be
every
there.
day
So
is the weekend.
Yeah, I want to go to brunch on Thursday, Friday, like maybe Wednesday. And that's usually not an option. You usually have to find like a breakfast spot that offers like, no, I want to drink champagne and have chicken and waffles on a Thursday.
Because I'm on vacation.
Yes. So Little Hen is one of the few places that does offer brunch daily. And it's in the downtown Miami area. So it's not like South Beach or anything. But yeah, I'm excited to try it. Definitely add it to your list if you're in Miami.
Yes.
And I'll keep y'all posted on how it is.
I'm excited. I need the tea because I'm going to Miami at the end of the month.
Tash probably go too.
I'm going. That's why I asked, is it weekdays or weekends only? Because it shall happen. And we shall let y'all know how it is. Period. And then, last but not least, question of the day. It's my favorite part of the day. And the question of the day is kind of fitting for two reasons. Number one, our topic today was the one destination.
Yes.
And number two, Jasmine and I are heading to the other destination in like 4 days.
Yes.
So, y'all, a disclaimer. We just really love to travel, but we also really do not like spend a bunch of money. I just want y'all to know that. Like,
no.
Because y'all literally be like, they always somewhere.
No.
And we are, but we make it make sense.
Yes.
It's not breaking the bank. I promise.
Not at all.
But nevertheless, question of the day is Mexico or Jamaica? And so y'all, if y'all are new around here, then y'all know, you might not know, but we love a good Mexico vacation.
Mexico. Yes. It's given the pot is sponsored by Mexico.
And,
like,
you know,
they didn't pay us.
Visit Mexico if you're seeing this.
You could
Holla
sponsor
at
us.
But at the same time, both of us
We just love Mexico.
Jamaica at the same time too.
Oh, yes.
So Mexico or Jamaica, Jazz? That's a tough one.
So for me, I'm going Jamaica. I'm going Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica once. This will be my second time going to Jamaica.
Okay.
But the vibes, the energy.
Yeah.
Like, Jamaicans are so peaceful. It's so weird. Like, I remember one of the, we had went and did like the bamboo raft and the massage. And I was like anxious on time, I think, or like whatever it was. I'm just an anxious person. He's like, you need to relax. You Americans are always so like uptight. They are just like I just vividly remember him saying, relax. Yeah. Like, you need to relax. And that's their aura. That's their energy. It's very calm. It's very go with the flow. It's no pressure. And it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
The energy there is unmatched. So it's Jamaica for me.
I gotta stop making these so hard because
that was a tough one.
This is hard. And I've been this visit will be my 5th time going to Jamaica. Mexico, I've been to more than my hands now can count. And every time has been great.
Oh, yeah.
So I am holding on to my seat because this is hard. This is hard. 2 different vibes. One amazing vacation. Doesn't matter which way you're going, right? Like, let me just say that. But I am going to choose Mexico for one reason. And one reason only. There is no shade to Jamaica. I love Jamaica. And if you go to Jamaica, you will love it too.
Yes.
And you will love it and love it again. Clearly, I'm going for the 5th time. But the one thing Mexico has over Jamaica is service.
I knew that's what she was going to say.
And they are unmatched in their service. And for somebody who does not want to lift a finger,
yes,
when I travel, on vacation, that is. It's different when I'm going to Europe and stuff. I know I got to work. But
no shade.
When I go to the Caribbean or to Mexico, I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I might have to do something in Jamaica.
Yeah, you
but
might
in
do
Mexico,
a few things.
I don't got to do anything. And that's important to me. So that is why it's Mexico over Jamaica for me. The
get it.
service in Mexico is unmatched.
It is.
And it will, in my opinion, always be.
And I would just say the service in Jamaica just, again, they are very free-flowing people.
It's not bad
they
service.
Are not, yeah, it's not bad.
It's not.
They are just not like as maybe precise as we are or as, timely as we are. They're having a great time on the resort. You vibe with your bartenders, you get to know the staff. It'll be a good relationship. But as far as like being like making sure that your room is this and you got this at the door on a certain time, it's like,
it's on their time.
We gonna get it there.
It's on their time.
So that their energy is very much just chill, go with the flow when it comes to service as well. They're gonna make sure they get you it, but they are not super duper prioritizing making sure they meet every single need and check every box.
They
They're
chilling.
They're like, we having fun. Like,
They
we
chilling.
vibing. you
that's
good?
cool.
You alive?
You alive.
All right. You ate today. You might didn't eat what you wanted to eat, but you ate.
But you ate.
All right, come on. Like, so that I do completely understand and agree with that.
So that's why.
Yeah.
Other than that, give me Jamaica all day,
Yes.
every day. I can't wait. We're headed there next week.
That's a tough question.
I'm making these too hard.
Yes, y'all gotta let us know for
Y'all
y'all,
let us
Mexico
know.
or Jamaica, because those are obviously two great destinations. We're coming up on the summer. It's like, I would say probably the top two destinations
Absolutely.
when it comes to those summer vacation travels. So let us know, Mexico or Jamaica for you.
Drop it in the comments. Let us know how you feel, and let us know how you feel about our opinions too.
Yes, and let us know if it's something you want us to talk about.
Please. Oh my gosh.
Any questions or anything that y'all want us to answer?
Absolutely.
Let
You
us
can
know.
also, you can drop it in the comments, or you can send us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Yep.
And we would love to make your topic the topic of the show.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Is that all we got today?
That's what we got today, y'all. So Barcelo, check it out. Definitely let us know if you have any questions in regards to the resorts or booking a trip to Barcelo or to Mexico or
Big
Jamaica.
facts. Big facts. Big things.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Remember to like, subscribe, follow.
Yes. Instagram @TravelFlySexy. TikTok @TravelFlySexy. Instagram @Tosh Wills.
Instagram, Sincerely Jasmine.
And show us some love, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. See y'all next time.
Bye.